All right, Amber, thanks so much. We want to get to our number one story. It's a devastating update this morning on the fires ravaging Hawaii, as 36 people have now been confirmed dead. Dozens more are injured and still some are missing. It's really utter devastation in Lahaina, where the Coast Guard says they've rescued 14 people, including 2 young children who were found in the water after escaping the flames. Thousands of people are also under a mandatory evacuation order, including thousands of stranded tourists. Right now, there is an active search and rescue effort across the island of Maui to help rescue anyone hurt or displaced. A Lahaina resident shares a glimpse of the devastation they've been dealing with.
It's gonna take years for fix. This is not even the worst of it. Still get dead bodies in the water floating and on the seawall. They've been sitting there since last night. We've been pulling people out since last night.
As help begins to pour in, there are concerns that Maui's relative isolation could make recovery more difficult. Well, those that were able to get out of Maui are recalling horror stories of seeing one of their favorite vacation spots go up in flames. KCAL News reporter Cara Finstrom is live at LAX with their stories as another flight of Maui passengers lands. Cara.
Yeah, we've catched up with folks coming off a couple of flights now, and those that just came off a United flight, just relieved, they said, to be home, Amy. Earlier this morning, Kurt Lieber got off a Delta flight, and he told us when he first landed in Maui a couple days ago, there was crazy turbulence, and he got right into a rental car, not knowing about the disaster unfolding.
I didn't know anything was going on until I got up to this Lahaina bypass. There was smoke everywhere and the cars were slowing down. Power lines were down on the road and power poles were laying in the road as well. People were driving actually over the power lines. Eventually I got within a half a mile of the fire and there we sat for 5 hours. I turned around and got a hold of some friends of mine. They got me a flight out.
And other families we spoke with had to use secluded back roads to get from their hotels to the airport. Many passengers said that when the island went into emergency mode, it became difficult to get food. Restaurants closed and hotels began rationing supplies.
We did see this huge line in the supermarket because that was one of the very last places where you could actually get food.
It's such a sweet young boy there, but traumatic for these kids, Amy, who came with snorkels and swimsuits and are now trying to understand this tragedy that has unfolded. But again, many of these flights now starting to come in. Many of them had been delayed a number of times. Others still canceled. So if you are expected family to come in from Maui, from any of the Hawaiian Islands, be sure to check and double check those flight arrival times.
All right, thanks so much, Cara. Assignment Manager Mark Liu is live at the desk tracking more on these fires. Mark.
So I have been looking at something called FIRMS. It's the Fire Information for Resource Management System. It's run by NASA. It allows them to collate satellite data and put it on a map to show you where these fires are. Let me take you out to my screen and I can show you these are the Hawaiian Islands. And this one here in the center is the island of Maui. Now you can see these red spots here. These are all areas of active fire in the last 24 hours. Now in the center of the island, there's 3 spots here. I believe this is called the Kula Fire. But the one that was causing the most concern is here on the western end in the community of Lahaina. Now, if I remove those fire spots, you can see basically where Lahaina is. And when I put the fire back on, from end to end on the community of Lahaina of 12,000 people, there have been active fire in the last 24 hours. Now, 2,100 people are in evacuation centers. 11,000 people on the island are without power. And the Hawaiian National Guard has been activated to use their Chinook helicopters to help fight this fire. Now, the only bit of good news coming out here to me at the desk is that Hurricane Dora, which was into the southwest of these Hawaiian Islands, is moving further away, which means hopefully the high winds will die down and the humidity will change, giving firefighters some help in fighting these fires. That is the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.